Hello, dears. I'm excited to let you know that after 3 years of the pandemic, the School for the Work is back. Join us in Los Angeles, March 10 through the 19th of 2023. You'll spend 9 days questioning the fear-based stories you've innocently clung to all your life. While immersed in inquiry, you'll be free to explore life from an entirely new perspective. Many participants consider these 9 days to be the most important days of their lives. If this interests you, you can register at theschoolforthework.com. And now, on to today's podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. This is Byron Katie, and my guest today is David. And he has a friend that he just loves and adores. He even refers to him as his best friend a couple of times, as I recall. And his friend, flew into Berlin from, I think, San Francisco. Anyway, he comes into the apartment and immediately he doesn't take off his shoes, he slams doors, he puts his feet on the bed, and he's disrespectful with the other flatmates, groceries. Oh my gosh, you have to meet this guy. I'm telling you, he is wonderful to follow. His mind is so open, and we loved David and hope that you love him too. So welcome to the work. Okay, David, honey, are you here? Are you here? Are you there? Are you everywhere?
Yes, I am. Hello.
I'm so glad to see you. David, honey, did you fill in a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet?
Yes, on another person this time.
Yeah, good. Moving right along.
Right. Actually, it's funny because actually a situation occurred that I'm sad about, and because a friend came and visited me, and I see him really rarely, and the last time I saw him is 3 years ago, and I see him only like so seldom, and he disappointed me a bit, and we just saw each other for 3 days, and who knows when the next time is going to be.
Yeah.
So it's really convenient.
Very good. Yeah. So it's a current event.
It is a current event which affects me. So I think it's probably a pretty good thing to work on.
Oh, honey, I so agree. I so agree. What did you write for number one?
Okay.
And those of you new to the work, number one means David has filled in a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. And there are 6 questions on it, and he answers those questions. And so we get to hear them now, his thought process with his friend visiting. So number one
is I am mad with Nicholas because he treated my apartment disrespectfully. He walked around in shoes, put his shoes on the frame of my bed when closing them, and closed the kitchen shelves with his feet. He also took food from my flatmates and slammed the doors really loud. He would not treat his apartment in that way.
Okay, so you're in your apartment, you're watching him do this, you're seeing how he is in that situation. He's during the visit. He would not treat his apartment that way. Is it true? Look back. You've known David. Look back. Has he just suddenly, in these last 3 years, gotten messy? He wouldn't treat his own apartment this way. So just consider it. Those of you new to the work, the answer is one syllable. It's either yes or no. We're just looking for the authentic. And that's something no one can say, oh yeah, David. No, this is your work. What do you see? He would not treat his own apartment this way.
He wouldn't.
Now notice how you react in that situation when you think the thought, he would not treat his own apartment this way. Notice what happens inside of you and notice the images of past, future. Notice the emotions that come with that when you think the thought, he would treat his own apartment this way.
I feel disrespected. I feel angry with him. We're really close friends. And he's not stupid. Sorry, like stupid or what? Like it's not like that he doesn't notice. He's actually
Arrogant.
really sensitive.
Arrogant.
Oh yes, I actually it's somewhere on the worksheet.
Yeah.
Arrogant, yes.
Yeah. He wouldn't treat his own apartment this way. What else do you see when you think that thought? Be there now in that situation, watching him do what he does disrespectfully. Well, and you think he wouldn't treat his own apartment this way. How do you treat him when you think?
Not different, not any different though. I didn't say anything. I don't know why. I said something, but I made it sound like in a funny way. So he probably didn't even grasp it. But I didn't say anything. I don't know. We saw each other for 3 days and I didn't want to ruin anything.
So you did say something. It's just you think you got away with it. And maybe you did, but you didn't get away with it.
Right.
Not right or wrong.
Yeah, I feel angry with him.
How does it show up? How did it show up? As hard as you tried to hide your feelings. How do you react when you think, thought he wouldn't treat his apartment this way? I become a secret. Not transparent. I take on an identity. I'm hearing that you took on an identity that wasn't authentic.
Right.
That you've had for years. That tells me you're the kind of friend I can say and do anything with his apartment. You're good with it.
I'm retrospectively, I'm a bit even upset with myself that I didn't actually put him on the spot. Not in a bad way, just listen, mate, it's not okay. But now it would feel, now he's already gone and it will feel unnecessary to like.
Yeah, I agree. We're just looking at how you react when in that situation with David. And it has to be a pattern of yours. It's not just with your friend.
Yeah, it is a pattern. How I react is I try to remain calm. I try to maintain in the mood that I was before a specific thing happened. I try to treat the person not any differently.
He has no way of knowing you're not okay with this.
Right.
He's really comfortable when he comes to visit you.
Right.
Just noticing, not right or wrong, honey, just noticing this facade you put up when people in this situation treat your apartment that way.
Or even me. It's probably the fear of loss that I don't want to then put people on the spot, fearing that I would push them away from me, I didn't have many friends in the childhood, and now that I have, I actually try to I don't let people do anything to me, but sometimes I think, David, come on, it's him. This is just the way he is, and try to not.
Yeah, which contradicts your idea of he wouldn't treat his apartment that way. And in some way, yeah, he's just the way he is. Okay, he wouldn't treat his own apartment this way.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
Okay, so now watch him in your apartment. In your mind's eye, see him with his feet on furniture and opening a drawer and treating your apartment that way. Now just drop the thought he wouldn't treat his own apartment that way. Just drop your mental story and look at your friend.
Messy guy. Doesn't know in any other ways. There's already the thing, like we talked last time about how we put on and try out another version or another way of thinking. What would I be without this thought that he wouldn't treat his own apartment this way? Of course, without this thought, I would be thinking, it's just Nicholas. It's just the way he acts. But then again, I remember how I was in his apartment, and how I remember. This is the comparison that's going through my head. I remember him in his kitchen. I remember him in his room. I remember him telling me, "Take off your shoes once you get into the house."
So your ego is comparing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Without comparison, in other words, question 4, who would you be without your story? Who would you be without the thought? Just dropping your mental dialogue. And there's that dude you love so much. He's just a messy guy. And you don't have to have him there. He's just a messy guy. That's your friend. Which just says a lot about you and who can come into your apartment and what you're comfortable with. But that's not on your friend. That's just you in Earth School, just noticing what people call your boundaries, which are happening within you. They're not something those are built in. Ego built. So he wouldn't treat his own apartment this way. How would you turn that around? What kind of opposite do you see there?
I would not treat my apartment this way.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. You like the guest in your house when you're in it. That's you. How do you treat your apartment?
I'm a pretty clean guy. Pretty neat, I guess. Like everything's on its spot.
You sometimes put your feet up on furniture? Are you sometimes disrespectful?
Yeah, I am. Sometimes I am.
Do you sometimes take food from your flatmates?
I hope none of them is watching right now. But yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I put it back though.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Like I'm comparing, or my ego comparing, or whatever, me in my house and me in another person's house. Like,
we're talking about your apartment. And yeah, you can do that in other people's house, in other people's apartment. You're probably meticulous.
doesn't get quite to me is the so there obviously seems to be a sort of a contradiction, because on the one side I'm letting him do what he did, but at the same time
he has no way of knowing it's not okay with you.
I believe that he should know that it's not okay. It's so obvious to me. It's always been an issue in my life. To me, some certain things are so obvious that
So look at how you were toward him. There's no indicator for him that his behavior isn't okay with you.
Right. There actually isn't. I said it once, and as I said, like in a really funny way, real quick. Even though I meant it, I didn't. And especially knowing him, he totally didn't grab that one.
Yeah, you've trained him well.
Yeah, he had no way of knowing. But I'm asking you, like there's certain manners. I don't know. It feels so. It's so obvious. I don't know.
Okay, well, we're going to find out as we continue this little journey together. Let's look at number 2.
I want him to be more respectful with my apartment, to stop clothing shelves with his foot, take off his shoes in the apartment, and to not put his shoes on the frame of my bed. I want him to not slam the doors like he did, and not take my flatmate's groceries.
You want him to be more respectful of your apartment. Is it true? Be there now.
Yes.
Now notice how you react, what happens when you want him to be more respectful of your apartment, and he's doing those things you described, closing doors with his foot, not putting on putting his shoes on the bed, slamming doors. You want him to stop closing. You want him to be more respectful of your apartment. Notice how you react and what happens. Look at the stories of the past that go through your head when you think that thought. You want him to be more respectful of your apartment.
Just get mad. Just get angry with him.
Now notice how you treat him when you think the thought, and you don't let that anger show or your disapproval show. Look at him, look at you. There's no indicator that he's doing anything wrong in this apartment with you.
The result of it is that I'm not as friendly with him as I would be without the thought or without the situation. I take my time. Usually it's just a few minutes. These days it was just a few minutes that I needed to swallow it And then I was like, I forgot about it, sort of. But I treat him with certain distance for a certain amount of time. Not as close as it probably would. Then we said goodbye. We said goodbye yesterday. I brought him to the train station, and we were looking at each other as we always do, because we never know when we're going to see each other again. We're looking at each other, and I was looking at him, and I had this pictures in my head how he was in my apartment these days. And even though I didn't show it, it was there. And I don't know who I would be without that thought in that moment. Probably looking at my friend with more love, with more.
Yeah. So don't guess. Be there now. Who are you saying goodbye to your friend without those images in your head?
More loving. Appreciating him more.
And you might see his innocence as well. He didn't have a lot of indicator that he'd done anything wrong at all. He was relaxed in your apartment, free. He was just doing everything in your apartment he just didn't do in his. Like he's on vacation from his own apartment with someone who gets it.
Right.
Okay, so now, sweetheart, let's try these turnarounds on, okay? In that situation with him, when his foot is closing the door, when he's closing the door with his foot, I want me to be more respectful of my apartment. Okay, so close your eyes. How would you support him not to close the door with his foot? How would you support him not to put his shoes on your bed?
Tell him.
So do that now in silence. Try it on. You know, your ego would say you're going to lose this friend forever. He's going to think you're petty or nitpicking or unkind. Just drop all of that story. I want me to be more respectful of my apartment. So silently discover a way of letting him know to stop closing doors with his foot. What do you see?
I can see him actually understanding it, getting it. He knows when I'm serious and when I'm not, and it will be so easy. The first day that he visited me, just put him on the side and tell him how happy I am that he's visiting, but I would appreciate if he didn't do the things that he did. It would be so easy.
I lived the turnaround, and which was so valuable to me when the work found me. I saw you as obviously loving as you are and close to your friend. I want him to be more respectful of my apartment and stop closing doors with his foot. Turned around, I want me to be more respectful of my apartment. And I saw me walking over to him in the act of closing the door with his foot and literally just moving his foot and closing the door. Just let me help you with that. And I moved his foot and closed the door. I want me to be more respectful of my apartment when he's there. So living turnaround. I don't want him to put his shoes on my bed. I saw me just walking over and just moving his feet or shoes from the bed. And I saw me just moving the food from his hands and just quietly putting it back and saying that belongs to my to the other people that live here. All of you out there, these living turnarounds, there's something only you can give you. It's a silent exercise. This work is an exercise in silence. And you'll find your way. Your own way, and maybe that's not it, but your own way.
I remember you told the story of your husband. You asked him to take the trash out, and the next morning you come back into the kitchen and he didn't take it out, and you said Stephen, right?
Well, then it was Paul.
Paul, right? Paul, I wanted the trash out, and if he still doesn't do it, you do it, and because it's you want the trash out. And this is exactly where I'm like, I'm sort of, where is the border? Where's the line? I'm always asking myself, how far can I go before I accept what is?
Well,
or how?
It's like I want him to be more respectful of my apartment. I don't have to do it perfectly. I want me to be more respectful of my apartment. It doesn't say perfectly respectful, just more respectful.
Right.
I want him to be more respectful of my apartment. Really? There was no indication of that.
You're right.
And you're so loving and kind, it would just be to move his foot.
Right.
Shoes off the foot. I mean, that's who you are, and it's how you are, and it matches what you want for yourself.
Right.
That's
true.
Loving and helpful and kind. How would he know any better?
Because so then I wouldn't make him my enemy. I would just solve the issue of the shelf being closed with a foot. He would notice it. He would notice how I treat my apartment well, and then either he would or he wouldn't close the shelf.
And that's when it's true that you want him to be more respectful of your apartment. Because until then, it's not true. It's just not true.
Right.
It's an empty want. And that leaves you resentful. When we're more awake to our hearts, it's just as simple as questioning that and turning it around and living the turnarounds when you're sitting in this meditative state of just sitting in inquiry. Let's look at 3. To get what you want, which is for him to respect your apartment. For you to get what you want, what advice would you offer him? He should, he shouldn't.
Nicholas should take off his shoes when entering the apartment. He should be more respectful with doors and the kitchen shelves and close them light and with hands. He should not put his feet on my bed frame and not take my roommate's groceries.
So you're starting to see how empty that is. It's just the ego just throwing these things out in your head.
Right.
And then you believe it and you compare it with how he actually is in your apartment.
It is empty. It seems more empty than it was filled with truthfulness or sense. And now that we talked about it,
yeah, it's like he took his shoes off. Well, anyone would know that. Anyone would know what pure ego. Not in your apartment, not Nicholas. It's okay. So let's test it. He should take his shoes off when he comes into the apartment. Is it true? No, we're not talking about your roommates, not talking about you. We're not talking about other people. We're talking about Nicholas.
No, it's not true.
No, not in that situation. It's just not true. Now, notice what happens to you when you think the thought he should take his shoes off and he doesn't. Those images of past, future, the emotions you feel, that you experience, the way you treat him, no matter how subtle, maybe you laugh it off, I don't know, overcompensate, I don't know. This is self-inquiry. Witness how you react.
I get nervous. I get nervous because I know already that I'm not going to say anything or do anything against it. I get irritated.
So now your ego becomes hypersensitive to how he treats your apartment.
Right.
Which means you're living in the future before he even does something. You're anticipating it. So this guy already can do.
Right.
He should take his shoes off when he enters the apartment. Turn it around. He should not.
He should not take his shoes off when entering my apartment.
Yeah, you should. Your roommates should, but not Nicholas. So you're catching up with reality. He should not take his shoes off. That's Nicholas. Now live the turnaround. He should take his shoes off. Turn it around. I should take his shoes off. Now live that turnaround. How might you live that turnaround? So just ask him with that wonderful, in that wonderful, loving way you are with him. What would that look like? I'm living the turnaround. Would you like to hear what I see? Hey, Nicholas, shoes off here.
That would actually work with him. This guy.
Great teacher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, Nicholas, shoes off here now.
You would be pretty confused with me, and then he would do it. Yeah.
Happily.
Such an unnecessary burden to carry around with for days, hours, years,
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah. You know, it's a torture chamber. This, I don't know if you've heard what I say, my prayer, if I had one, and I don't. The reason I say if I had one is in my world, all prayers are answered. And they're not answered later. They're answered now. But it's what I'm sensing in you, sweetheart, is your loving nature. It's okay. Here's the prayer. If I had a prayer, it would be this: God, spare me from the desire to seek love, approval, or appreciation. Amen. It was all about how you wanted Nicholas to see you.
Right.
Nicholas should be more respectful with the doors. Is it true?
No.
So turn it around. When Nicholas is in my apartment, I should be more respectful with the doors regarding Nicholas. Like you're respectful. He's in your turf. So live the turnaround. I should be more respectful with the doors that Nicholas is. So how would you live that turnaround? What is he doing? Slamming the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you do that? I should be more respectful with the doors when it comes to Nicholas.
Should probably walk over that door and show him how to close it quietly.
So do that. You know, Nicholas, he won't mind. You don't have to change your personality, which has been going on so much of your life. Just live the turnaround. Be respectful of your door. You know, that's what's meant by, you know, teachers are the ones that the valuable, the teachers in the world are the ones that are living their, what they espouse. and they're not living it with gritted teeth. It's a flow. I should be more respectful with the doors when he's visiting. He shouldn't put his feet on the bed. Turned around, that's Nicholas. He should put his feet on the bed. But if this is your standard, how would he know he shouldn't put his feet on the bed? I shouldn't put his feet on my bed. Live that turnaround. Be there with him. I shouldn't put his feet on my bed.
You have to tell him I'm putting his feet on my bed by not telling him that he shouldn't, or he not asking him to not to. Right.
As I was living that turnaround, I saw me getting like a newspaper and walking over, picking his feet up and putting the newspaper down between his feet and the bed and just going on with the conversation we were in. It's just living the turnarounds. There's no anger, there's respect, there's love, there's no separation.
That could only happen automatically in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously this requires work. In the moment you're so overwhelmed by
Resentment.
Right.
Believing your thoughts. It's
Right. Yes.
Just imagine, this is like what it does to blood pressure and health and compulsive overeating and and anger and guilt. And I just love you found this work, honey. He should not put his feet on your bed. Is that true? We're talking about Nicholas. Is that his name?
Nicholas, yes.
Yeah, he should not put his feet on your bed. Is it true? No. And notice how you react when you believe the thought, the resentment, and then you hide. You come out with a whole other identity, like it's okay. And it's not okay with you. And rather than look to yourself, Nicholas gets all the blame. And the ego is just in full command. And the ego simply plays hide and seek. It's not a terrible thing. It's just like hide and seek. So we're seeking. That's the process we are sitting in, seeking and finding. You should be respectful with your flatmate's groceries. Is it true?
I don't even know why I'm surprised about him not being. It's like I almost knew it would happen. Yeah, no, it's not true. It's not true at all.
And notice how you react, those images of past and future, and the way you treat Nicholas, and how you pretend to be one identity when you're experiencing another. Those of you new to
irritation.
All in, how do I react when I believe the thought? And so we quarry that, we meditate in that, we get still in that, and it all shows up. Irritation,
irritation, and actually, as it is in your book, loving what is irritation and the feeling of I want out. I want out,
yeah,
but I'm not going anywhere. I
yeah.
want out.
Mm.
And this is so energy demanding to want out, but at the same time not being able to and having to stay. Ongoing fight.
He should be respectful of my flatmate's groceries. Turn it around. He should not be.
You should not be respectful of my flatmates' groceries.
No. So turn it around. I should be.
I should be respectful of my flatmates' groceries.
Okay. Now live the turnaround with Nicholas. Be more respectful of your flatmates' groceries. What do you see? How do you take care of that?
I just replaced the groceries that he consumed, which I didn't think of until now.
Yeah.
So I'm not respectful.
Yeah, it's your guest.
Yeah.
And did you see him eating your flatmate's groceries?
Yeah.
Okay, so live that turnaround. He should be respectful of my flatmate's groceries. How would you manage that?
I mean, he was respectful. He ate it.
And you watched him?
Yeah. I should be respectful.
Did you see him pull the groceries from the shelf or the refrigerator?
Yeah, he was actually looking at me while he was doing it, probably sensing my reaction or trying to. He actually walked towards the fridge. He already was telling me what he's about to do. He told me, actually, I don't think anybody will notice, right? And like he looked at me while he was asking me this question. So actually, he gave me an opportunity to say they would notice it and it's not cool. But I let it happen. I wasn't respectful of my.
So he was being respectful, but you were not being respectful of your flatmate's groceries.
Right. He was more respectful than I am. He asked me, but I didn't ask them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Okay. So now live the turnaround, get really quiet. He said, is it okay? So now in silence, respond to him in a way that is respectful to him and your flatmate's groceries. What do you see?
I see happier flatmates. I see a happier me. I see a happier him.
See, these give us these living turnarounds. These questions, when we meet them, that's what, and then when we turn it around and live those turnarounds, it's how to live in a way that is our integrity. We begin to trust ourselves, and there's no situation that is too much for us. Doesn't matter if there are a million people watching you. You can just live these turnarounds, and theirs is theirs and yours is yours, but you're living your heart out. It's so beautiful to be right in yourself. And I can't see that it's ever cost me a friend.
Yeah, it would definitely not cost me, Nicholas. Definitely not. I know it.
Yeah.
It's just the false assumption, or not even an assumption. It's not even a present thought.
Yeah, just what the ego offers up.
Yeah.
It's a protection of identity. As I'm the one that I don't want people to be upset with me. I want them to think I'm a really nice guy. That's the
right. This is exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to have a great time around me.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
And this doesn't change it. This just allows you to be more at home with your friends rather than have all these friends and not feel as close as you have a right to be.
Right, exactly. It is exactly what you say. You don't feel that close. I just didn't feel that close, as close as I could be with him.
We can be the most popular person in our crowd and feel separate and alone.
Right.
And we're looking at the cause of that in your work here today. Let's look at 4. What do you need to be happy in that situation when you want Nicholas to treat your apartment respectfully?
I need him to say sorry for being that disrespectful with my apartment, and I need him to feel guilt. And he
We really think guilt is the answer. If he felt guilty, he'd change, but guilt is, guilt, oh boy. Guilt allows that ego to live in the past. It is its food. Guilt is the ego's favorite food.
I need him to take off his shoes when he's entering my apartment and to be gentle with my kitchen and furniture. What a lie.
So now let's turn it around. Try it on and live the turnaround in your mind's eye in that situation with Nicholas. I need me to say sorry to me. To not feel guilty. You were just following, you were just in the trance of an ego. It's the life of a believer, honey. I need me to take off his shoes. And I need me to be gentle with kitchen and furniture when Nicholas is in the house. And as a way of living. So another turnaround. To be happy, I don't need Nicholas to say sorry. Read it that way. So look at your words and read it.
I don't need him to say sorry for being that disrespectful with my apartment. And I don't need him to feel guilt.
No.
I'm reading it right now, and I'm reading it, and I feel like it was me writing it when I was 10 years old. I wrote it today in the morning.
This is 10-year-old thought system that hasn't, that's been nurtured. You know, we question the ego. We question our thoughts or we believe them. There's no other choice except an occasional epiphany. I need me to say sorry to myself. Okay, so in silence, do that now. I mean, you were just in a trance, the ego's world of past future. To be happy, I don't need me to feel guilty. You were in a trance, the life of a believer. A trance, all of you out there, what I'm talking about is past and future, not present.
Not present at all, yeah. Makes so much sense, and it resonates with what you said. If I were completely present, I would just take in something, a piece of paper, put it between him or his shoe and the bed. That would be absolute presence without past and future.
Without laying guilt on him or guilt on yourself, which is, oh, love is the power. Sometimes it looks like just a newspaper between his shoes and your bed. No guilt, no shame, just right action. Awakeness. Living out of the heart. You know, without this work, I lived, honey, just the extreme opposite. I did war with the ego, and I can't think of a battle I ever won.
No, really not.
But the ego is like an innocent child just fighting for survival. And so we move that terrified ego. We move it from our mind to paper, and then we question it, and it begins to find a home in your heart. It ceases to be fearful, fighting for identification that it can never have. It ends its fear and finds a home in your heart. And that's what non-duality looks like. It's one with nature. Nature without opposite. And that nature is what we started with today. It's love. One. Not split. You and Nicholas and some happy roommates. Let's look at 5. And if they're not happy roommates, that's theirs. You have yours and they ideas, and they have theirs. And let's look at 5.
He is disrespectful to me and the apartment, ignorant, arrogant, and immature.
So in that situation with Nicholas, I was
disrespectful with me in the apartment. I was ignorant, arrogant, and immature.
Anytime we're angry or feeling guilty or any of that, it's a state of mind. We can identify it, move it to paper, and question it. Just giving us what the world can't give us, peace of mind. But the world is a great teacher, as Nicholas is. Nicholas.
That's such a great teacher, actually.
Oh gosh, honey. Let's look at 6.
I don't ever want to feel.
Nicholas, let's look at 5 again. Nicholas was respectful. Nicholas was respectful to me. So where was he respectful to you?
Well, he came all the way from San Francisco to Berlin. He didn't see, or actually he lied to other friends that he's jet lagged so he could spend the whole day with me only. He was telling me a lot of things that are on his heart and listened to me when I was telling him about my things. And he was a friend. The few days that he was here, he was a friend. Again,
Now
he invited me to San Francisco.
Yeah. Now, where was he respectful to your apartment? Where was he respectful in your apartment? It's really important that you look. Did he rinse his cup out? And where was he respectful?
He cleaned after himself. He put the dishes in the dishwasher. And yeah, that's about it.
You see how when we're blind, it's we're so into ego that it doesn't matter what they say or do. We're blind to it. We're blind. The ego takes up all this.
Yeah.
And so if you find 1, you can find 2. If you find 2, you can find 3. Give me a 3rd one where he was respectful in your apartment, to your apartment.
He asked me if he can use certain things of mine, and asked me whether he can open one of my drawers in my room.
Wow.
He put his things in his suitcase and put the suitcase in the corner so it doesn't stand in the middle of the room.
There's a thing about how the blind can see and the dead can walk and live, and and watching you sitting in your work is, the blind can see. You were seeing of the ego. We were blinded by the ego, and
Yeah, it was.
what was in plain sight, the ego overrides. And then when you think of Nicholas, you think of him always as he's disrespectful to, in my apartment. And that becomes a part of who Nicholas is in your work.
Right. Oh, I was so stressed about this. He invited me to San Francisco, and I was so stressed. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going. I love this guy. I'm going. But it's true. And I made it part of who he is. And as you mentioned it's like this post-its that I put on him. And the next time I see or think about him this is Nicholas. This is so false.
So now false. You have a whole new Nicholas, and he didn't change.
He's perfect.
So this is how we can have like one friend do the work, and in that same body, we have another friend.
Right.
Entirely different, just like we can with a parent. I had a mother. I questioned, just like you're doing with Nicholas, I questioned what I was thinking and believing about my mother, and I ended up with a whole other mother. This is not a little thing we're doing. If anyone we see as anything less than beautiful, we have only to look at what we're thinking and believing about that humane being, and see them truly for who and what they are, without pretending or making nice or trying to believe it. It's like Nicholas has shifted. You have shifted. It's like this disrespectful friend. It's not that. When you have a lot of power, he puts his foot on the bed, and that's a lot of power. You know how to live. And there's a complete lack of arrogance in it. It's connection. Someone could look at you, David, and think, oh, I get it. I would question that too. I mean, there are areas of our lives that they can be so warped. And it's only I can wake me up from the trance I'm in. It's not dependent on the world having to change. It's a matter of integrity to open to a world that's flawlessly kind and beautiful. And everything and everyone in it.
Really, it's interesting how the ego works, because yesterday night, after I brought Nicholas to the train station, another friend, I talked to another friend who actually knows Nicholas. He's living in Argentina, and it's just what you said. He said he was like confirming me, and like his ego and my ego built another level of.
We call that a friend. Yeah, if you don't agree with me, what good are you? What good are you as a friend?
It's only me. It's only me. Only I can change that. That's
Yeah.
true. That's so true.
And I can hear people talk smack about people all day long, and it's just fascinating to watch where I've been. And I don't have to correct anyone or be right or just loving the world. We speak out of a trance when we're not in touch with our heart. So, sweetheart, let's look at 6.
I don't ever want to feel that my best friend doesn't respect me. I don't ever want to feel used by him. I don't want to be mad with my friend that I see so rarely and for such short periods of time.
I'm willing to.
I'm willing to feel that my best friend doesn't respect me.
I look forward to.
I look forward to feel that my best friend doesn't respect me.
Yeah, because it's going to hurt. It's going to separate. That's what I mean by hurt. There's superior you, and then there's inferior him. And that's how you know something's off. And I'm willing to, I look forward to, because it shows unfinished business, which simply means just one more worksheet to clear it up.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
I look forward to.
I look forward to feel used by him. I'm willing to feel used by him. I look forward to be mad with my friend that I see so rarely and for such short periods of time. And I'm willing to be mad with my friend.
Yeah, because that's unfinished business showing up. And that's what friends are for. They're here to enlighten us. That's everyone, everything without exception in this world is here to enlighten you, sweetheart.
Yes.
And I have to be honest and say, to enlighten me, you're in my world. You're in my world. And you can never be more or less than who I believe you to be. And if I have any sense or lack of disconnect, then that's another worksheet. Oh, honey, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being our teacher today, David. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time at homewithbk.com. Let's do the work.